Okay, so for this next story, um, there might be some explanation needed. This is really long. Um, as far as the situation goes, it's been going on for over a month now, and so for if you're not aware of what mukbang is, mukbang is a series of videos. Uh, it's Korean for eating broadcast. And basically, what it is that mukbangers are these people who basically eat on camera. So I thought for this story it'd be appropriate for since I really haven't had dinner yet. I'm gonna be eating chicken nuggets while we're doing this story. So I thought it would be appropriate along with the not Long Island iced tea. Sorry, a half iced tea lemonade. I'm not gonna be drinking on camera. That's stupid. Um, So I thought for this story it'd be appropriate if I just drank and ate on camera. Um, so 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 for this story, this involves it started out involving two people, and then a third person got involved, not by choice. Um, so there's a mukbanger online named Nikocado Avocado, and he's this guy in the middle right here, and in this picture. You probably can't see the arrow, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But he's a well known mukbanger. He started out as vegan, and he started as vegan, but then he left the vegan lifestyle and just went to what he currently does on camera. And a lot of his videos are very dramatic. He's always crying in the videos for some stupid reason. Um, he acts like a man baby most of the time. Because I've seen clips of I've seen clips of it, and you just wonder if the guy's just like completely out of his freaking mind. Um, and he gets very emotional, and he gets into a lot of drama. And a lot of his viewers tried to blame the drama on other people, but it's coming out more and more that he brings a lot of this on himself on purpose in order to get views. Um, so so enter um, uh, Stephanie Sue. Well, actually, I should actually start before that. Um, he's been involved with drama, even as go as far back as like maybe 2 years ago. There was a because that's one of the first times someone tried to expose him. It was about 2 years ago. Um, as Nikocado Avocado came out with this video exposing another mukbanger named Divine Munchies, saying that he tried to collab with her, but then he ghosted her, kind of thing, and Divine Munchies had to go on her channel and said we never discussed collaborating, and listen, and of course because Nikocado had more fans than she did, they all believed him. Um, then last year there was another mukbanger drama with another channel called Shookbong, where and I mean I'm just giving you the short story version of all this. And with another mukbanger named Shookbong. Oh no, actually, she's not a mukbanger herself. She actually edits other people's mukbangs and does sort of like parody videos. Um, and so she got copyright strike by she got copyright struck by another mukbanger by a mukbanger named Veronica Wang and what's another? It's an ASMR channel that does mukbang as ASMR, and I think it's SAS ASMR. I'm not sure, but they both tried to copyright strike, and I guess the channel got taken down for briefly, but then it also got put back up. And there was a whole drama about it. And Nikocado Avocado, he was involved, sort of involved in that one, um, standing up for Shukbong. And so, so when she, so eventually, Veronica Wang said, "Okay, I'm not gonna do it anymore." Da da da. And she just tried to let it go. And Nikocado Avocado, or I'll just call him Nick for short for now. Nick apparently just wouldn't leave her alone for the next year. He kept doing videos on her, um, and about the drama for the next year after that. And so it just became this whole drama issue. And I'm just gonna eat a chicken nugget here because I haven't eaten yet. Mm. So anyway, after doing several videos where I've done several videos over the year where he would make fun of Veronica on his channel and whatnot. You know that he ends up meeting up with Stephanie Sue, who got inadvertently put into, I guess, who got put into the drama last year, um, where her and Veronica, I guess, didn't leave on good terms, but they weren't exactly enemies per se, but they didn't really hate each other. They just didn't leave on the best of terms all around. So Nick tries to contact Stephanie about collaborating with her, um, and Stephanie is, I guess, very cautious about who she connects with and who she fades into, who she um, connects with. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that she had an incident where she was sexually assaulted in her home. So understandably, she is very cautious about who she lets into her life and she lets people into her house. now, um, now apparently, she did these collaborations with Nick and also another mukbanger who does ASMR mukbang. He doesn't talk in his videos. His name is Zach Choi. And they did this collaborate. They eventually did meet. They got together. They started talking, and um, I guess when Nick got together with these collaborations, he thought they would be. He apparently wanted to basically crap on Veronica Wang. He wanted to spill tea on her. She did not want to do that. And so he started to make her feel uncomfortable about it. To the point that while they were doing these 3 collaborations that day, um, she was feeling really uncomfortable because they kept trying to push the issue. And I guess to the point where she actually had a panic attack in her house. And she showed the security footage on her video, but we'll talk about her video later. So the next day, they were supposed to do these collaborations, and she turned her phone off, I guess, and was sleeping most of the day because she really did not want to do these. She did not want to do these collabs. when she finally got a hold of somebody, I guess when she finally got a hold of either Zach Choi or Nick, Nick started berating her for not doing the collabs. And she just told him that she'd been in and out of sleep, and that she was sorry about missing it, but she hadn't been feeling well. And so he started berating her, and I guess said he was going to expose her. So I guess he did do one video where he talked about where he talked about her missing the collab and whatnot. And I guess there was some things in the video that weren't exactly truthful on his end. So she came out with her own video explaining her side of the story. And so, and now in her video, she didn't come out with any receipts or anything. She just said, this is how I'm feeling, and da-da-da, and only talked about how she was feeling and all that, and just went over the and just went over what had happened and how she felt so vulnerable. She was feeling uncomfortable because she felt like she couldn't say no to him and all this and whatnot. So, and she said after that, she said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is going to be the last video I do on it. So, it takes Nick about 9 days to respond. So 9 or 10 days to respond to her video. And of course, when he comes out with his video, he starts producing what he thinks are receipts that prove her wrong, and him right. He plays audio clips of friends' conversations with him about us, trying to show how much people hate Stephanie and like him. And he also showed some screenshots of a conversation of some texts that he had with Zach Choi. Now, and then also just says that she had plans on doing a docudrama, like Shane Dawson style. I'll put it in quotes up there, about the whole Shukbong situation. And then basically the conversation was about how Zach Choi said he didn't want to be involved in that. He wasn't really involved in it, and made it basically look like that Zach hated Stephanie when he didn't really. He just think the idea was kind of self-serving, and he actually apologized to her after. I guess he actually apologized to her afterwards, and said that was before I realized before I met you, and before we got talking, And so when what do you call it? So when Zach was kind of forced to make his own statement about the whole situation, and he said, and he basically said that in his statement that Nick did not have permission from him to show those texts, and that he did not realize. And he said, even in the text, if you read it, he said in there, this is between. He goes, I guess Nick said in the text, between you and me, and starts going to the conversation with him. And he didn't think that conversation was going to be used against Stephanie. And so Stephanie showed some texts that she had with Zach, which she did get permission from him to show, and basically talking about how Nick didn't even really like her and was only doing it for the views, only wanted to collab with her for the views, and the only thing he really wanted to talk about was Veronica Wang. And when he didn't get his way, that's when he started basically throwing a hissy fit and starting to threaten to expose her and whatnot, and starting to make her feel uncomfortable and all that. So so he came out with that statement, and then Stephanie Sue came out with another video about the situation, and she has not said anything else since this, which I'll explain why she hasn't. But basically, she came out on the second video, and her response is basically, "You want receipts? I got receipts. Um, so she basically showed how much of a manipulator, gaslighter, uh, an all around jerk Nick is on this situation. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, for mukbang, I'm not doing much mukbanging right now. um, I'm gonna chicken nugget here because she basically showed her side of the story and basically told him that because of the fact it basically said that I have my proof on my CCTV cameras on my security system that some pictures that you took in my house. I'm speaking to Stephanie here. That some pictures that he took in her house were without her permission, and that he snuck some pictures in her house in the context of purposely trying to make her feel uncomfortable. That he seemed to be obsessed with her house. Um, she showed some videos from some. She showed some videos from before he even met her, where he was obsessing over her house. Um, she showed some videos where and contradicting because he started complaining about saying, oh, he gave her this he gave she gave him this whirlwind tour of her house and all this, and which he said he thought was weird. It's like, would you make up your mind about this? And also showing another contradiction where there were some videos where he's like, I love Stephanie Sue, I love Stephanie Sue, and then another one as his first impression of I love Stephanie Sue, I love Stephanie Sue, and then another one where he said where his first impression was I thought she was self-serving. So she go, and then she just defiantly into the camera. So which is it? Did you find me self-serving or did you like me? Did you ever really like me? And she had, without going point by point, she had some really good points on her side. And and I should mention in regards to the docudrama that she was talking about with them, it was actually going to be less drama driven in that she was going to focus more on everybody's mindsets at the time that happened, the Shukbong incident last year. Look at everybody else's mindsets at the time, and just kind of show, excuse me, and just kind of show where everybody is and where everybody is now, as far as that particular drama goes. In particular, and I think in particular, she also probably wanted to explore the fact that at the time it was going on, Veronica Wang wasn't in the best state of mind. Because I guess she had just gone through a miscarriage and she was going through a lot of stuff with her mom and a bunch of other stuff too. Um, and I guess Nick did not didn't care about her feelings because the fact that, again, he harassed her for the past year over all of this. And so basically she released this other video, and then on her Instagram she said, this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. She goes, we are in the process of looking at legal representation because of the fact that he did dox us by showing by giving out my address on Instagram. So we are looking at legal representation in this case. So it looked like that might be the end of it because it looked like, and I said it looked like that might be the end of it because of the fact that after that, Nick was he started releasing older videos onto his channel, um, making it look like he got hacked when he didn't. And then he came out with a video saying, I'm not sorry, where he just basically flipped off the camera for 30 minutes. Said, I'm not sorry. What do I have to be sorry about? Who do I have to apologize for? I'm not sorry. Blah, blah, blah. And then he came up with another video saying, I'm sorry, where he starts apologizing to everybody but Stephanie. Um, and then he came out with another video shortly after that saying, why I'm not friends with Zach Choi ASMR. And starts talking to him about, it's not to him, but starts talking about the Stephanie Sue situation again with her, except the entire time, instead of calling her by her name, I think because of the lawsuit, he's calling her Chicken Nugget. So yeah, my son just laughed in the next room. Oh, you can watch on the bite into him. So anyway, he starts talking about in that video about how he felt like Zach was was being a spy. He couldn't trust Zach because he felt that Zach was being like a spy for Stephanie and doing all this. And I'm moving it because I think my camera's starting to. But let me find where's my charger? But oh, that's my speaker. Just a minute. Anyway, he said that Zach was being a two-faced because he was coming out with a because he said he was coming out with a noodle idea after he told him that he was coming out with a noodle idea, and that he felt like Zach was working behind his back, and I guess that after that video, Zach had to come out on his channel. And Zach doesn't talk on his channel because he's ASMR, so he doesn't speak at all. And I guess he doesn't even speak on other people's collabs. He just does his regular ASMR thing. He had to come up with a post on one of his videos addressing everything that he had said, including the whole idea of the noodles, because I guess as part of the video, Nick said that he was going to come out with he wanted to come out with a brand of ramen noodles, but he heard that Zach and Stephanie were going to partner up on a noodle company and be partners on that, and he felt that they stole his idea or whatever, and and Zach had to debunk all of that, and what I found interesting was at the end of his post, he basically told him, dude, you could have just called me to clear this all up instead of posting videos about it. We could have talked about this whole thing. And so of course Nick came out with another video today, which is why I started thinking about this story today. And tried to debunk Zach. And then Zach comes back with he's seeking legal representation for harassment. So now Nick Nikocado Avocado has two lawsuits against him. One from Stephanie Sue, one from Zach Choi, and he's learning that sorry, I just got an update. And he's learning that he messed with the wrong people. So this will be interesting as to what comes out after this. So we will see what happens after this. So that's where we are right now. Now, you're not gonna tell me my opinion about all this. So, my opinion on all of this is basically that Nikocado Avocado, is a manipulative bastard. It's my video. I can talk how I want. That was my son. Sorry. He's anytime I swear, he's like, Mom. But yeah, Nikocado Avocado is a manipulative bastard. Is the best way I can put it. And I say that because it looks like from all the videos, from everything I've read, um, from from the fact that this isn't the first time he's done this, from the fact that he's been harassing a mukbanger for the past year, that he started to harass Stephanie Sue, and then started to harass Zach Choi, and that he's one big giant man baby, as my husband calls him. So that he uses tactics of manipulation, of lack of boundaries, and other things that he was and purpose. And I think he was purposely trying to make Stephanie so uncomfortable, so that he would get his way. And he just learned that he messed with the wrong person, because apparently she wasn't taking this lying down. So she made, so yeah, he was trying to say, oh, but she made 2 videos about the situation. You kind of forced her hand. This drama would have ended like a month ago if you didn't drag it out. Okay? So, let me just take a drink here. This would have ended a month ago if he didn't drag it out. And so he kind of forced her hand on this. He tried to drag it out just for the views, and it didn't work. Stephanie's only made 2 videos on this situation. Her initial video and the follow-up. That's it. Now it's in the hands of legal representation. So now he can't even talk about her. Or at least can't use her name in his videos. That's why they refer to her as Chicken Nugget. And in regards to Zach Choi doesn't have any videos on this situation. Now Nick tried to say that he got views from all of this, and if you look at Zach Choi's Social Blade, if you're not familiar with what Social Blade is, it's basically a website that basically tells you the stats on your videos. Okay, if you look at his Social Blade, it's pretty steady. It's not really no huge increases or decreases. It's pretty steady. So he hasn't really made any videos on this situation. He hasn't profited from this. The other one that's really tried to profit off of this is Nick, because all of his videos, they're monetized. And I guess now that we'll see what happens now that Zach has now himself looked for legal representation in this situation. And but a lot of the internet are predicting this is going to be the end of Nikocado Avocado. And I don't think it'll fully end him. I don't think any. Look at what happened last year with James Charles, Taddy Westbrook, Jeffree Star situation. Yeah, he lost 3 million subscribers, but he managed to get them all back. And Taddy Westbrook gained almost as many herself, or gained a lot. I mean, and she's lost some of those subscribers since then too. Um, Not a ton because she's still very popular, um, but in the end, they're both still in. All three of them are still on YouTube, and I think it's gonna be the same thing with Nick. He's got his channel. Uh, I think he'll still be on YouTube after all of this is over and done with, but I don't think his channel is going to be the same. I think a lot of people are going to unsubscribe. There's a lot of videos out there about Nikocado Avocado. I think there's a lot of videos out there talking about now how manipulative he is, and his tactics, and I think that just a lot of people just aren't going to collab with him anymore, or at least not going to. Going to work with him anymore after this, and it's not going to work in his favor. It's enough people are going to get the information that they'll think twice about before subscribing to him. I don't think his subscribers are going to go up. They may go down a little bit. I don't think they're going to go up, because a lot of people just go to his channel, I think, just to watch the drama. But the worst thing you can do is give him the attention. So if you don't like his antics, don't watch the channel. Don't hate watch the channel, because that just gives him more views and more money. So all the videos that I've watched, for the most part, haven't been on his channel. I've been watching it through the drama channels, and through other drama channels. So hopefully, with all of this, he's realized that he's messed with the wrong people, and the histrionics he does in his channel will end. I don't think that. I think I'm hopefully, I hopefully he'll learn that you can't mess with people like that. That you can't just cause drama just for the sake of drama and just to get views. Um, because that is the worst way to get views, is through drama. Because people will watch shortly for the drama, and just watch shortly just for the drama, and then leave. In the case of Nikocado Avocado, that's why he's tried to, in order to keep his viewers, he's trying to make it more drama focused. And I think I've heard him even say that a lot of the stuff he creates on his channel with the crying and the losing his mind stuff is all just overacting in his part. He had openly admitted that. But as far uh, as this situation goes, it's now in the hands of legal representation. He can't talk about Stephanie Sue anymore. He can't talk about Zach Choi anymore. So he'll have to find somebody else to push around. And I think with all of this being out there, I think that people are going to think twice before they decide to collab with him again. So that is my opinion. So tell me what you think about it in the comments. Do you think he's a master manipulator, or do you think he's in the right? You could have a different opinion than me. If you think he's in the right, tell me why. So that's it on this drama, unless something else pops up again. Which I'm hoping it does. I hope it's done. So have a good night, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.